It's extremely rare a game comes out these recent years that actually makes me just stare in amazement. Today I have played a game that at the very start had me saying, holy. If you guys played VR, then you know just how incredible of an experience VR can be. In fact, VR nearly ruined flat gaming for me completely. But there was always a thing about VR where the graphics are never the greatest, with only a very few and extremely mediocre experiences being the outliers. But they don't even compare. Today, Half-Life Alyx showed me that it is absolutely possible to make a real game in VR look better than most, if not all, flat games out today. I loaded into this game and was amazed, guys. It was one of the most immersive experiences I've had in VR. Every detail in this game is not only the most beautiful graphics in VR I have experienced, but everything is magnificently placed. Right off the bat, if you have VR and want to know if you should get Half-Life Alyx, do yourself a favor and just get it. Video will not do it justice. The game looks absolutely amazing, and runs absolutely amazing, and sounds absolutely amazing. So rare a game has top quality voice acting and storytelling, especially in the VR space of gaming. The gameplay so far feels very solid from my experience. Sure, it's not the most mechanically driven VR game like Boneworks, but holy crap, everything works. It all makes sense and I nearly have zero complaints. The only issue I have come across would be the lack of adjusting the angle in which the weapons and tools are held in your hand. Hopefully they add an angle adjustment slider to the game, unless I just happen to miss it in the settings. But again, everything works very well and makes complete sense for what the game is trying to be. Many may notice that the AI is a bit silly and at times from a spectator's point of view it looks bad, but I find it to be the charm of this game. It really is just being Half-Life. The simplistic and silly AI actions are everything I would want in this game. It gives the perfect balance of intensity and fun. Nothing can convey this better than actually experiencing it for yourself. They really set the bar with graphics and performance. I really hope this is going to mark the next step with VR games being made. If I can get a competitive VR FPS game with these graphics and this performance, then I'll be the happiest ever. They really put in the effort to make this as good as it possibly could be. No, not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. Speaking of which, I really want Counter-Strike VR. A real Counter-Strike VR, not Pavlov, Counter-Strike. I want it to come from Valve because they showed that they know how to make a good VR game. But anyway, I don't want to ruin the story for Half-Life, so I'm only showing the beginning with no sound and no subtitles. I also want to state that at the very beginning, I was standing there for about 30 minutes just looking in amazement, just looking down into the streets and the alleyways, picking up items off the ground and the tables and just fiddling about, because I was just literally saying, wow. If you have VR, then I urge you to go play it before watching any playthrough videos, as it is worth the surprise of not knowing anything. You need to experience it firsthand. This is a rarity. Now I also have the index controllers that I have been using recently. It doesn't feel like they have too much of an impact on this game, so if you don't have them, don't be afraid to try it out anyway. The controllers will not weaken the experience Half-Life Alyx has to offer. The index controllers are amazing though, and I would absolutely recommend them. They set the next bar on VR control, and there's no way I could go back to any other controller for VR, if not for the one fact of just using your hand naturally, without holding anything, and then picking things up simply by closing your hand is game changing in the VR space. I really don't have much more to say right now other than for once there's a game that is actually super enjoyable. I would say if you have VR and need some single player games, I highly recommend Half-Life Alyx and also Boneworks if you do have the index controllers. They are a must have. It is rare that I ever say this, so understand, I really do enjoy these games. I really think they are top quality, and while not perfect, they are worth their price, to me at least. Now in the other space, if you need some multiplayer games for VR, I recommend Contractors and Pavlov. Be warned, Contractors doesn't have a player base, so it's best if you know a group of VR players before you pick it up. I also have tried a VR game called Survive with my friend, and so far it feels like a solid experience in co-op. It's a pretty legit zombie game that's actually difficult. Also, Superhot is a perfect little single player game that's worth a try. If anything, it's a nice time killer for an hour, so if you can get it on sale, absolutely pick it up. As always, this is KSN, dedicated to real commentary, real opinions, and real content. All I can say to end this video is that Half-Life Alyx is a game you need to experience for yourself. Video does not do VR justice. Until you really tried VR, you have no idea how incredible it is. I hope this is the mark of the next step for VR games coming out, as we really need this quality. Half-Life Alyx proves it is absolutely possible, and now is the time. I'll see you guys in the next one.